All right, day 8 in our 12 days of wellness tips. I'm Mary Starr Carter, Dr. Mary Starr, the Total Wellness Doc and Mom, and today I have a good one for you. It is fighting the Christmas sugar monster. And actually we can title this Fighting the Sugar Monster because we all know that that started way back at Halloween or maybe this summer for some of you. So we want to fight that monster. Now, I've had a really good experience. I have had personal experience with this, and I now have kid experience with this about what sugar is, how it works, and that it is a monster that we inside of us that literally craves sugar, craves mostly all things sugar, right? We have our natural sugars and our fruits and things that are high in sugar like bananas, mangoes, oranges, right? And then we have less sugar, apples, green apples having the less, and then the best sugars being like blueberries, raspberries, and the dark berries, right? So when we think of fruits, there's still sugar, but they have less as we get into those dark berries. Now, years ago, and I'll just share my own personal story, when I was growing up, I was absolutely addicted to sugar. I ate sugar all the time. I remember coming home from school, you know, me and my friend, she is on Facebook, we're friends, and we go to each other's house and we would literally eat like all the carbs in the house, all the chocolate. We'd open up the little bags of chocolate chips that our parents would have in there. We'd have some of those every day. And so I wrote a little ebook called How to Keep Your Hand Out of the Cookie Jar. I don't know if that's still available right now, but I wrote that about 10 years ago. So it was a good story. But now that I've had kids, I see so much different. And so I remember prior to having kids, or I might have just had my baby, and my friend had a like 2-year-old, and they came over for a little picnic and they brought over cupcakes. And her daughter was just so like, give me the cupcakes, give me the cupcakes. Like she was just like, I was like, wow, my kids are never going to be like that. They're never going to crave sugar like that. Because even kids can get, you'll see they get so ecstatic. You know, maybe you've heard this phrase that sugar can be as addictive as cocaine. I don't know if that's really true, but I've heard that over and over and over, that sugar can be as addictive as cocaine, and that there literally is, especially this time of year, as we start feeding that monster more and more, our body wants it more and more. So when I had my practice was mostly women, and it was very hard cases. So I had a lot of women who struggled with a lot of disease, but in particular, I remember this one woman who, like, sugar in her were just, she was addicted to it, yes. Her body would blow up. She would have all these aches and pains. And once she got off sugar, she would do phenomenal. And I do believe there's a segment of our population that really is sensitive to sugar. Like, people are sensitive to gluten, things like that. It's like we want it, but it's really not good for us, right? The other thing that sugar can do is it can cause an imbalance in our digestive system and a buildup of what's called yeast or candida. And so when the buildup gets more, your body actually will crave more and more sugar. So when you stop eating sugar, you kind of starve, and not just candy and cookies. I'm talking about breads and even cheeses, milk's a big one too. All those things that feed the candida, you'll start to even detox. But I'm not going to go into that. That's a whole nother lecture I could talk to you about. But sugar is addictive. I even remember years ago I had a client. He had gotten out of rehab, and he was doing good. And I was just seeing him like for not medicinal, but relaxation, for using therapeutic essential oils. We did a little acupressure to help him relax. But I noticed that he started, after probably about a month, he really started getting into the sugar. He was eating like a whole apple pie and stuff. And I'm like, he's heading towards something bad, right? Because his body wasn't getting those endorphins from the drugs anymore. He was going towards another addiction, right? And eventually he ended up relapsing. So I think these things go all hand in hand, especially for some people. But if you are struggling right now with the sugar monster, like you have to have that piece of chocolate every day or lots of it, and I've been there, I know, I probably am there at this moment. I definitely through COVID, and all these months. But here's a few tips, okay? So here's a few tips to fight that sugar monster. One of the things you can start with is a lot of times you'll go for that because your body's actually hungry, right? Your body's actually hungry. So you want to feed your body something that's more satisfying and will give you more good calories, longer lasting calories, things like that. So this is something that I've been keeping in my car. Like today, my family was eating donuts and I was eating one of these because I was hungry and I didn't want to have one of those donuts. So these are Paleo Valley. They're really good, grass-fed beef. I'll put a link in the comments about them. But I like keeping these. I keep these emergency in my car, keep them in your purse. My kids will eat these too when they're hungry, so we don't have to stop for fast food and stuff like that. So having some good protein is always, maybe for you it might be hard-boiled eggs, things like that. We really like those paleo veg. So some good protein. Another thing too is that that can really help satisfy you and kind of fight that sugar is having some good fats, right? Some really good fats. A lot of people will do like a half a coconut or a little quarter piece of coconut with a little, not coconut, excuse me, avocado. Coconut has good fats in it as well, with a little bit of salt, you know, and that'll kind of satisfy them and keep them away from the sugar. If they do that at 3 o'clock every day when they want to go for the candy bar, they want to go get the soda, they want to go things, but they have that good fat or good protein at that time. A lot of the latest trend right now is coconut oil or fractionated coconut oil. Just having a teaspoon of that or something like that in your day that again will help you keep you satisfied. There's a lot of research too for weight loss. A lot of people are doing collagen these days. You'll see like people's posts on, oh, I lost weight just drinking this every day and stuff like that. A lot of it has to do with having those good fats every day, and it keeps you from wanting the sugars, right? Another thing too that you can do, I'll show you my salad today. We had a very busy day. So I got this salad. It has protein in it. It has a little bit of nuts. And then it does have these cranberries in it too. So if you, as you're weaning yourself off, you might want to like maybe a little bit of raisins and stuff. But then eventually you want to stop that too if you have a problem with sugar because it will feed the monster as well, right? But that's you. But the salad itself, the fiber, is another tip for you to really help you not crave the sugars. Okay, what else do I want to share with you for my patients? Okay, so for kids, what I find for kids, like I would see even 8 and 11-year-olds who were really chunky. I was a chunky kid, 9 years old. I was 100 pounds. You know, again, the way I ate and all of that kind of went hand in hand. But for the kids, it's really about substituting, right? So if they're having to have that chocolate. I was with a teenager, an older teenager who kind of lives on Pop-Tarts and puddings and, you know, things like that all the time. And excuse me one second, let me just do this. Thank you for being quiet, everybody. You're welcome. Okay. So, and she is definitely addicted to sugar, right? So she was at my house and we had ice cream in there, and I don't let the kids have that like every day or whatever. And she went, I said, yeah, go ahead. So she had a bowl, she had another bowl, she had another bowl. I was like, wow, you know? And what these things lead to is when you're that like always having sugar, right? You're having Pop-Tarts for breakfast or pudding or, you know, just having the majority, like a lot of carbs and not really good proteins every day, is basically your blood sugar is going to go like this, like this, like this. And what you might notice, and what I've noticed with some of the people I've worked with who have that, is they'll get the shakes, right? And they will get like angry, confused, foggy headed. And they can get that anyway. When you have a sugar issue, you can definitely have that too. They'll get confused, cavities, that's another big one when you're having sugar all the time, anxiety, and even depression. Even depression. I remember years ago I had a buddy and he was like, oh, Mary, I'm really, every day I've got to have this Milky Way, and then I've got to have a Mountain Dew just to get me through my day. And I said, buddy, you know, you got to stop the sugar because it's running you ragged, and you already are sensitive and have some, what we call genetic weaknesses, meaning a lot of people say, oh, my family has high blood pressure, all my family deals with depression, all that. Well, that's just a genetic weakness. It's how you live your lifestyle depends if you have to fall into that genetic weakness. And I can go on and on about that. But anyway, got off of that, started having some cheese, started having some protein, started doing the diet stuff, which, I talked about that in my other video about artificial sweeteners, but he got better. He had less anxiety. He slept better at night. He wasn't ready to quit his job anymore. All of those things, just simply putting some of these substitutes in. And then finally, one of my favorites, this is called Ninja Red. It comes in these little packets in this amazing 25-ounce bottle that looks like wine. It is not something you drink like you would a glass of wine and stuff. In fact, you can have just 2 ounces a day. And these 2 ounces a day are going to give you those good proteins. It's going to give you the minerals. It's going to give vitamins and magnesium. We didn't even talk about magnesium. Another supplement that I have clients on too for magnesium, because magnesium can help fill that kind of chocolate, what do I want to say, cravings and things like that too. So Sarah wants to show you how she drinks Ninja Red every day. So come on up here. So the kids love these little packets. They have them just about every day, and they have since they're very little. I do believe not only has it helped them with their sugar cravings, which we've had a lot of lately, and I think we haven't been as good about drinking our Ninja Red, and we've had some sleep challenges. But Ninja Red just gives you that good core nutrition. It comes from the wolfberry, the goji berry, the Lycium barbarum, which if you research the people in China who, they have long life, they just are healthier, just so many good antioxidants. So if you're a person who has those sugar cravings, maybe in the middle of the day, I would have my Ninja Red packet in the middle of the day. If you're really, really struggling right now, do one in the morning. Do one in the afternoon, okay? People say, well, does it keep you awake? There's no caffeine, no, none of that. Some people, it actually helps them sleep better at night if they take theirs at night, because it helps maintain that blood sugar throughout the night. Other people, they find that they can't have it after 3 o'clock. And that's just what good nutrition does for the body, is that when you feed the body good, you're not gonna want the sugar as much. And I will tell you, I've seen this in myself over and over and over again. When I can cut sugar out 4 days, 5 days, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, I mean, my family can be eating pumpkin pie, things that I love in front of me, and I'm like, I don't care. And it's just an amazing feeling. But you can't just cut it out. You've got to fortify the body with good nutrition. So we talk about Ninja Red. Oh, yeah, I talked about those. How about those little packets of vitamins? Also a good multivitamin. It's one multivitamin that I like is called Master Formula. It comes in a little packet of 4 vitamins and minerals, vitamins, omegas, all of that. Yep, you like those too, don't you? Yeah. So not Twizzlers, right? Protein, good protein. So I find when clients have, and my patients years ago would have good nutrition, and we could fortify and even do that first, and then cut out the sugars, or cut them back, that they did so much better and so much healthier. Otherwise, a lot of times what we're going to see after Halloween and after Christmas is everybody's sugar is going to go up and our immune systems are going to go down. Not good news right now, right? Our immune systems go down and we're much more susceptible to get colds and flu, and or the bacteria, the strep inside of us is just going to take over, right? So we don't want that. We want to stay healthy. So your challenge for you is to look at, do I have to have sugar every day? Do I love it? I'm in a season right now where it is. I know that I need to cut it out. So fortifying my body with good nutrition, taking my Ninja Red a couple of times a day, making sure that I have good proteins and good fats every single day, making sure I have good fiber and filling myself up with that. stuff too. So I hope this tip helped you. I know you can do this. I know you can fight that sugar monster. Let me know in the comments what tip you're gonna take and or what tip you've used to help you fight the sugar monster. All right, have a great day and we'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.